Hi, my name is Cara Jones, and I will be discussing my capstone research on plus size apparel and improving the plus size market. So, what is plus size apparel? Statistica states plus size clothing is often described as clothing for larger than average people. But what is larger than average people? Historically, the average size of an American woman has been reported as a size 14. Now, in the year 2022, the average size of a woman ranges from a size 16 to 18. Since the average size has changed over the years, and over 68% of American women wear plus-size clothing, one would assume the fashion industry has adapted to those changes. However, there seems to be some setbacks in the plus-size market. What really brought this issue to my attention was during my time working at Dillard's. One day during prom season, two young women came into the junior section of the store. They appeared to be friends, enjoying the day shopping for prom dresses. One of the girls was very small, probably wore a size 2, while her friend had a plus-size figure. As they looked, the girl wearing a size 2 discovered roughly 10 options to try on, while her friend could only find 2 gowns in her size. They took their options to the dressing room to try on in hopes of finding the perfect dress. While the size 2 friend was trying to decide which dress she was going to pick, the young lady who wore plus sizes began to cry. The 2 options she found did not work. She started blaming herself for not being able to find anything. How can finding a dress come so easily for her friend and not for her? Seeing how sad this young lady felt after a shopping trip, and other instances I have witnessed, pointed out that there is work to be done in fashion for the plus-size market. Which led me to my thesis question. Would there be a wider selection of plus-size apparel for consumers if there was a more inclusive curriculum for design students, adopted better manufacturing practices, and size-inclusive training for buyers? The research conducted to answer this question consisted of qualitative research. Interviews were conducted with 2 buyers that work in the industry, one working for high-end luxury department store Neiman Marcus, while the other works for a specialty boutique that carries brands such as Free People, Z Supply, and BB Dakota. From these interviews, it was prevalent that although being different merchandise retailers, there is a limited assortment of plus-size clothing being offered at both. To find out why there is such a limited assortment, secondary data analysis was also used to find out if there is a lack of plus-size education in the curriculum for design students. Emily, who is a previous design student, revealed that she was not taught anything about plus-size apparel. It was never a conversation. Plus-size bodies were never used for examples in lectures, and she does not recall seeing plus-size women in textbooks. It was always a size 2 or smaller. Designers are responsible for designing and making clothes and identifying trends. They are leaders in the fashion industry. With the designers often beginning their career in the classroom, there should be a size-inclusive curriculum for design students, because if there is a lack of education on the plus-size market, this issue will not be solved. Manufacturing was also taken into account. One of the problems during the manufacturing process is brands approach manufacturing for plus size the same way they would a straight size collection. Emma Grid, CEO of Good American, stated, "You can't apply the same metrics and ethos as you do to straight sizes." Grading, for example. Most designers will draft a size 8 and then add 0.1 inches around certain areas to make them bigger. But at a certain point, you can't keep grading up because the grading ratio changes as you move up sizes. One brand that understood this concept was Universal Standard. They began their assortment by first deciding what their medium size would be, which in their case was an 18. They then initially launched sizes 10 through 28, next expanding to 6 to 32, and finally 00 to 40. Although it took some time, expanding gradually really helped with Universal Standard's success. Brands must invest their time, resources, and money wisely if they intend to successfully enter the plus-size market. Lastly, within this research, inclusive training was suggested for buyers. Before the 20th century, curvier bodies were celebrated. It was common in artworks like Venus figurines and Aphrodite, the goddess of sexual love and beauty, where curvier bodies were portrayed. Once we entered the 20th century, however, is when the trend towards a younger, more athletic, and leaner physique sprouted. From then on, the interest in thin bodies have remained. Emily stated in her interview, "We do not cater to plus-size women. I personally cannot fit into any of the jeans we sell. And if we want to wear jeans, they have to be jeans we carry. I wear a 32, and we stop at 30. And a couple of other coworkers have that same problem. When we bring it up in meetings, the answer is always, we don't have that customer. But we would if we did. It is actually one of our biggest complaints, is how non-inclusive we are." Despite the plus-size market being worth an estimated $152.8 billion in 2020 and is expected to generate over $264.4 billion in 2027, there still seems to be minimum assortment of plus-size apparel. This research demonstrates that there will be a wider selection of plus-size apparel for consumers with a size-inclusive curriculum for design students, adopted better manufacturing practices, and size-inclusive training for buyers. During the interview with Dr. Melissa Manuel, she stated,
It's an emotional experience, to try to find clothing and you have to get your mind right. I had to get my mind right as a plus size woman to go and try on clothes.
This singular reason should be enough to push the industry towards more size inclusion. With the huge financial potential of this market, along with the 100 million plus-size women in America, it would be a missed opportunity for retailers to not take advantage of. Fashion is a business, and as Keisha Holmes, founder of Curvy Sense, said, "If you're not in the plus business, you're not in business."